First of all, I want your name and your title.
Thank you very much.
Name and title.
Oh, I'm Nicholas Kass, Archon Referendarios.
Okay. The Archons have embarked on an ambitious campaign to educate people about declining religious freedom rights around the world. They have created a new policy-focused educational campaign called Protecting the Future of Faith. What does protecting the future of faith mean to you?
Well, first of all, I think the concept of religious freedom is a very, very important one. It originates from the West, but it applies equally to East and West. Obviously, if you're in the East, in Constantinople or in the Middle East and you're a Christian, you appreciate the idea of religious freedom. If you're a Muslim in the West, you also may appreciate that idea as well. So I think that the approach is to ensure that this applies to people broadly, regardless of the content of their faith, and that it accepts dialogue, particularly I think now between Christians and Muslims going forward. This is going to be an extremely important piece.
Why do you believe it is important to encourage people around the world to protect their rights, to follow their faith and worship as they please?
Well, because without that's a very, very basic freedom, and without the freedom of worship, life becomes very, very constrained. What it means basically is that you're unable to examine the real important questions of our existence. And ultimately, human happiness and human thriving, I believe, depends on that. Now, there is a challenge, and the challenge is that according to some conceptions in the West, freedom of religion also has been interpreted as freedom from religion. And so what that means is that in outreach to religious countries, whether in Europe or the Middle East or even further afield, that great care has to be taken so that people don't appear to be promoting a concept that is a Trojan horse for the elimination of their particular faith and their tradition and their understanding of themselves, their historic understanding of themselves.
What steps do you believe need to be taken to protect the future of faith?
Well, I think we have to apply this broadly, ecumenically, so it cannot just be something for Christians. Now, we as Christians are very interested, obviously, in the survival of Christians in the world, the region, Christianity in the West and in the East. But we have to be also recognize that, for example, among Muslims, there have been challenges in this respect, and they are just as worthy and deserving of being able to practice their religion as they see fit. And so care has to be taken that this is not seen as something that is exclusive or confined to one particular faith. But it also has to be faith-focused. As I say, and as the ecumenical patriarch himself has said, religious freedom, religious rights cannot be curtailed in the interest of secularism. This is a very, very fundamental question right now in the world, particularly in the West, where Westerners pursue and promote an ideology of extreme secularism in some cases. I think that in order to be effective to promote freedom of religion, we need to be very, very careful that we are not seen as promoting the annihilation or obliteration of religion.
Okay. Last question, do you have any other insights or thoughts that you would like to share on the Archons Protecting the Future of Faith campaign?
Well, I think institutional leadership is very, very important. I think we're in the Greek Orthodox world, we're very, very fortunate to have His All Holiness as our patriarch. He's a man of extraordinary judgment. We're going to need that judgment going forward for generations. And I think if we can convince people that we in Constantinople or in other parts of the world are promoting orthodoxy and living up to orthodoxy by example, then I think we're going to be in a much better place. Because as you know, part of the criticism we face is that being of the West, we are promoting Western ideas that may not have root or might be alien in many, many places, including in Orthodox countries. So we need to be able to take great pains to explain what we're doing and focus on the holy tradition and our understanding of true rooted orthodoxy.
Thank you very, very
Thank you
much.
very